today how honored we are to be able to talk to her, and that we are very excited. I'm very excited to learn about her stories so we could share it with the world.
네, 몰라요. 결혼기 내수 하고 있는 누구도 있는 계절이나 되게 돼서. 야.
So my first question is, when and where were you born?
네, 뭐라네 베산에 가을게 돼서.
산에 같이
산에 가을게 돼서.
산에 말아 녀치 감하자
가로 가게.
산게 데마
산게 드라마.
녀치카
It's Nyachuka. It's called Nyachuka in Tibet region. Na de uzang sunne gaike gidi.
Dotun da sanne tsel. Litang
side. In Litang side, Tibetan Litang region, her village is there.
When you lived in Tibet, can you tell me about your family that was there?
Mora ne bele de duro. Ne rangi nami ko ngotu tesho sa rangi nami.
Nami ngotu. Nami akuyanda aban khatsanda aman khatsanda
bele de so da ngoman.
Mayodi aba amayanda. Te akuyanda akuna jaga tonaji masatanda.
Masatanda.
Jagsatanda. Te naga aja niyanda. Aja niga jagsatanda.
There are three uncles and her parents. Three uncles are caught by Chinese government and they killed by Chinese government.
Okay. I forgot to ask. How old are you?
More than the local twins.
Ngadalewi.
Than the local twins. More
Ngalo ditu thamba.
70-year-olds.
Did you decide to join a nunnery, and why?
Rane ane dini so yembes ane.
Ane zeme digesene.
Ane so yemaro. He never became a nun.
Okay.
He just like staying lay people.
Okay. Thank you. When did you leave Tibet, and why did you do so? When did she leave Tibet, and why so?
Mora ro. Ane bene chu gadu yong yensa.
Long dande yong longare.
Longama de mare.
Longare.
Bone chu yong
Boni suni yong. Boni yong longare.
Only 5 years ago, she came from Tibet.
Oh wow. What did you do in Tibet, and what was your job or occupation?
Mora bel de ne me rangi lega da ne chale gare nangi yesa bel de.
Boni de rokpa.
She was nomad in Tibet.
Did you have any children?
Ne kinala pu de ne yesa.
Puchi.
Puchi bele bamore. She has one son.
Okay. What made you decide you wanted to come to India?
Kira ne gyal chu ne thache je de samlo ganne de khone thache je sa gya yong ya.
Ya yong da ya rum bu ya je samlo de ta te ek kun da tum jo ji samlo de te je yong.
At first he decided to go to India for meet with Dalai Lama and decided to pilgrim and visit to the holy place in India. At first thing is he want to meet with Dalai Lama.
What do you remember about the Chinese coming into Tibet, and how did everyone react to them?
Ne tambo gyano ne ro ani gyami chu kron tro ba gyami le ro ba. Gyami le on ne de kron chu ne dan nang ne gane de ne de yus kron chu ne pha ne le ga ga ne gare chinese. Gyami tambo chu on do.
Gyami tambo chu on chit.
Gyana be ne tambo bo ne chu on ro ba. Chu ma we le mo la. De du ram be le ro ba. De du rang ge kron chu ta yong ba dang de chu gyami la ne ki che she dang chu gare chinese.
Ta che ma do che che jo ma ta ko ta cha mu bu shen na ja ge ji do ji jo da ta cha mu bu che cha ma ka cha pha che ma ni che mi.
When Chinese occupied Tibet, at that time they didn't say anything, just keep silence. If they shout something, might be they are going to kill.
How are the Tibetans today, when you since you left? what is their general opinion about the Chinese occupation?
다다이 내당 지로와 다다이 가서 내당 라인에 다 개미 가서 내당 지로와 다다 대 삼로 기타 개미 돌아 가서 삼로 기타 간에를 지르에서 삼로 기타 가서 된다 개미 가서 정화 당이로와 당하랑 정나서 개미 라고 삼로 키 오늘 간에를 삼로 키에서
삼로 세세 팀이 진짜 재미 다 삼로인데 야가 기체가 재미 말씀이 좀 말이야 야가 기체가 삼동이 기체가
그런 게 삼로 가르쳐 거든 내가 가서 개미 정화 당에다 개미 요거야 삼켜랑 삼로 가르쳐 거든
이제 삼나 재미 밑에 야가 기체가 삼동 야미 밑에가 야가 기체가
말해서 개미 별로 정화 당네 개미 별로 정화 당이로와 정화 당다 다다이 내당 당에 그런 게 삼로 간에를 지켜야 돼요. 그래서 개미를 따오라 그냥 따당 나오지.
안치 야가
다케는 개미 두자 통도 가르 통도 지시오라.
두자 재미다 두자 길타는 디터 먼저 미디타 마타 하르치 답사 손나 서 두쿠탄다 하라마다 데나 서 두쿠타 마리.
Yes. She opinion that if we go to Tibet and say something with Chinese government, they won't listen our thoughts, and if we force to them, might be they also force us and they kill us. So now she said that it's better to stay alone in India, exile government. But if we go in Tibet and say something about Tibet freedom, might be they won't be accept.
So you are a nomad. What is your opinion, and if you have any stories about nomad enclosure that is going on?
네 그런 게 저거예요. 저거로 별로. 저거에 내당 것도 세서서.
저거 걸려.
저거래.
소요전라 손다요 오마다지 최저 아란데이 만다이 다듬이데
She just stayed in nomad and work with sheep and cattle and some like that, works with them and make cheese and butter and like that kind of works doing when she was in nomad. Okay. That's it. There's no any. It is for their life. They have to stay alive. So because of that's why we have to collect something for our lives. So they just be a nomad and doing that kind of work.
So have you experienced any forced taking of land where you can only be in a certain area of land? Or do you know people who have had that experience?
We are in nomad.
So they only are given a certain amount of land and not allowed to wander much?
Yeah.
I was wondering if she had experience with that.
I didn't get you. Sorry.
So you have a instead of being a nomad, you still do the same job, but they give you only a certain piece of land to be a nomad on, and it's very small.
네. 그런 저거 되도록 그런 게 저거 사제도 충충제 침묵 관리를 해줘야 사제.
사제 주요.
Large area. Did 저거 되려도 개미 들리는 예주 개든 왜 말해?
사제 좀 말해. 사제 주요.
Yeah, this place are very nice and very wonderful, very comfortable there. No Chinese people came here, so it's very nomads area are very nice place, but there's not in a like city, and it's very remote place. So remote because of that, Chinese couldn't come there.
Okay. Have you how much information when you were in Tibet did you get about the Dalai Lama or other places within Tibet?
रानी बिल दे दे रहा है नहीं तो क्या बोल मुझे कि नेचु रहते हैं मामलो गंडे को सोचा
तो चे मदरसा चे को मगो ना चे हो मरा काचा हो मरा नंदे को ना मोको के दुंदुंडा काचा मुशे हो मरा.
Yes, when she was in Tibet, he had news about Dalai Lama, but that kind of news she couldn't speak here and there. He speak about Dalai Lama, might be Chinese government forced to kill and something with bad methods. Just they hard and just keep their mind. Just not allowed to talk about area.
Where did you get your information about various areas and the Dalai Lama?
Kyono gyawon muchi nesu dende kyono gawa go sonsa sane bel dedi dropa yime kapsum goerwe gandere some monks came back in Tibet from India, so they asked them, they told them about Dalai Lama, and sometimes she noticed from other person who phone calling each other. So because of that, she knew information about Dalai Lama at that time.
Would you be willing to tell me about your schooling in Tibet and that experience?
Bel de do ne labda donyo yo besa. He used to go to school only 1 year, but she has not much experience about that.
That's fine. Can you tell me some of your memories about growing up in Tibet and how that your life changed over time with the Chinese?
Meran bel de ta chalong chung ba ba bela. Meran bel de chalong chung ro chung chung ne. Chung chung ne ya chalong chung jong de ne rang ye ne dang dang ne de ne ko ji ko sung lo je sa.
저거가 들리다 쓸때 막하다 hay bogo kona nan dun dun da chile kali mara telo go nyuho lo nyuho jete go dite ndokha ki oson ndokha ki ndokha ki leka khaka chale mara ndokha
Rang sing mi pu sing.
ngara so yo gon jon min telika khaka choma
When he was in Tibet, she was nomad, and there's no any special work, just nomad work, and drink cart and serve the goats and cows and that kind of things, yaks and cows, and there's no any specific work to her at that time, just that continued.
Can you describe your journey to India?
Mora ne Venice gyala tsuyong ora ba tsuyong de yong da yong gande da yong in sarang
lauka
gomba gene yong re gande
go gadi
gomba gene yong mara
gomba je go gadi
pass ra ba
bas
she got pass from Chinese government to go to India. Nepal re India re Nepal yong India first and she came in Nepal and then she came in India.
Okay, cool.
Through vehicle.
Can you describe your meeting with the Dalai Lama and how you felt about that?
Rang kya wona bose ngam do jete jongsoy. Momo jaro ta de chwa ta ji ne kra ta kane jongso desu shi chesa.
ताते चंगुरु जाग दा चिपुली समदुक्ता चिपुली समदु जेन मका का समदि के यहाँ जागो समदुक.
So she was very happy to meet with Dalai Lama, and she met many times with Dalai Lama. So she just thought that I am very lucky with meeting with him. Just thought that and there's no any kind of thought within her mind. She think like that. I'm very happy and I'm very lucky to meeting with the Dalai Lama.
Do you think the Dalai Lama will ever return to Tibet?
Ne rangi ne samlo la ro kya bol mu che ne bela pha ne ya lo ne phe thu re bes
तो ने मिकिया था बहुत तू जग मतलब जाके
she don't know about that, but she is always praying for Dalai Lama vision soon in Tibet. She always praying for them.
Nice. Can you describe the process and hardships of joining a new community and how that differed from this community, and how the transition from a nomadic life or from a life as a nomad to life here?
candidate is doing so what also them dinana
Lidana.
so sweet devajin yong is like kind of so candidate to fire kind of dawar I think dawa chaya mara I think we can so down the candidate do so
Hey, the Yabaliga Nelakan Didra, Jonso Kana Sonda, Jamada Janima News at that Nelakan.
never joined
The theory on the Daram Sang, that took members of the day, partially to the
first she came in Nepal and there's a Nepal in a Tibetan society to should go there and put name there, so I'm coming from Tibet and I should stay in Exile government, so put a name. So she stayed there for Nepal in Kasudeni. She stayed Nepal in 1918 days there. And after that, she went to Dharamshala. Dharamshala nima Kasudeni. She lives in Dharamshala about 6 months. 6 months. Then, she came here through help by her nephew. There's 2 nephews in this settlement. So she have they helped her. Then she came here.
How many people did you leave with, and were there any with a wide range of ages?
Sorry.
How many people did she leave Tibet with, and were there a lot of different age groups?
Her family. Where?
When she, how many people did she leave Tibet with?
Tibet from India. Tibet from India.
Going to Tibet to Nepal to India.
Ramora, very nice on the name. Me got to the US around Roba.
Kujo, Shachi, Kujo, Data, in Nadia. It was true.
Tavatu, Tavan, Kotunyabu, Gingerly and whatever. Dinama Gonsen to Gure. Ma Debune Pabulas Gonsendo. It's low on the regular.
I could pay Sarayon,
Savayon, Dabacate.
Good.
Sama Dababa, Ranchibure.
There,
Bomuni, Rana. At that time, 12, 13 people with them. Most are monks, 19 monks, 9 monks, and other 2 girls, 2 men with her at that time.
Okay. And how many people arrived with you in Tibet?
In Tibet?
How many people arrived with her?
With her, 13 people.
Okay. How long did this journey take?
네, 추요 니마 가서 고르선사 베네네 가가요.
Mama Jambu, Nima Tunju, the Mugor Matania,
니마 가서.
Ninja Tunju, the Mugor Mata.
모던나 래.
Matana, they only pay with the Nilang at the Darim Sagdad, that Madanka Yona, Nima Tunju, the Mugor.
If she came direct to here from Tibet, it might be takes 12-13 days. But she came in Nepal and never stayed there for a while in Dharamshala, then here.
Cool. Did your son come along with you, or is he? Where is your son?
rangi bu sunyambo su levereya payu devere. He lives in Tibet.
Do you think that your son will want to come here and?
Ne rangi samlo kena kirangi bu su yona gagdo ya pa den gagdo sa.
Chebejo pa den nya ngade den jorum bi ka den saji konjin na rakte den tik.
Brother digidwe.
No den
Ma rangi bu.
Bu pa na den dik.
Yeah, she is very fine here because of the Lama's blessing. So there's not necessary to come here, her son. So if her son would be fine in Tibet, then it's okay to her.
What communications and how do you communicate with your son back in Tibet?
Cannot means relation with her son.
How they exchange letters or call, or how do they talk to each other?
When?
Now, since they're in different countries.
Dran pura bel day ra ne ran da jungu yo khojong mo
Da che che
the khabar na
khabar na da che.
So her son lives in Tibet, and sometimes she call him and talk while sometimes.
Awesome. How is the Tibetan culture in exile different from
Tibet.
Tibet?
네, 단단 전주 맞아 전주 되네 봐. 전주에 네 내당당. 네 베게 내당 이거 간데를 도서 리중이 될.
저 메기가 치르세.
아.
진짜세 저 메기가.
단 베기로 내당 주로 봐. 베중이 내당당로 봐. 단단 전주 되발네 내당이 뭐 개발 간데를 도서 리중.
니 사자를 놓다는 보고 사자를.
리중에 베게 리중 계단 주로 봐. 베게 리중 된당 주로 봐. 개발은 리중 된당다. 네 베랑라 되는 리중 된당이 뭐라. 네 뭐랑이 개발 간데를 통성사.
너 저봐서 디스세. 다들 야가 그때가. 보고 맞게가. 야미 맞게가. 보고 그 야가
말했어. 베베 리중서 리중. 베베로 당하고 본로 괜다다 버게 개다 됐다 야가는 야가 요레베 베랑 되어 있는 야가 요레서 없다.
야가 되네요. 야가 되네요.
왜라?
바가다 요마 좀 뭐요마.
She said that she don't know about much more about that. What difference between culture from here and there. She meant to say that she lives in here and it is very fine to stay here instead of staying in Tibet. There's a lots of problem and face difficulties everywhere. And about culture, I asked her, but I don't know, she can't get my voice, but she said that there's no anything same culture and it's okay, it would be fine, everything here.
Can you elaborate on your experience living in here? Or her experience living in the old person's home?
네, 그냥 대화되네. 네, 좋아다 교당 되네. 양 거시 줘서. 그냥 양념 가려서 대화되네. 다 양념 신바.
네. 저쪽 부터 파이드나 리칼리고 칠리나 말이나 칼라마라 그래야. 근데 치치에 먹고 장부로 지가잖아. 랑 수요, 랑 통화, 랑 권은 랑 논도나 또 마도나냐. 되게
She experienced that here is yes, only she get foods and everything from this settlement, this society. If she stayed in Tibet, she had to work for life. She had to work to getting food, everything. There's a very difficulties in Tibet. In here, it's very fine, and she get from everything from because of the Lama blessing. So she meant to say that here is very best for her.
Very nice. What thing would you most want to stay preserved from the Tibetan culture?
Sorry.
Like, what thing or like practice would she like to have
Culture.
stay?
Stay.
Because some traditions go away, but what like tradition or thing that is most important to stay
Yeah.
in the exile gap?
베비로 되어 전주신으로 그냥 상록해나는 베비 리중이로 봐. 맞아. 베비 리중 망보죠 봐. 그 베비 리중으로 했다. 말하는 되고 어디 그냥 거래를 했으면 꼭 도사.
무슨 색이세?
베비 리중은 맞아. 베비 께 장마 게야다. 다 베비 근처에 게야다 여러 봐. 베비 리중.
네.
베비 리중 당도 베비 장마 게고 그래서 저러 봐. 그래서 내가 게 전주신은 하야 말 베비 께 장마 게고 그래서 맞아. 주바 공부래. 맞아. 주바 먹는 베비 리중 하도 그래서 저러 봐. 근데 또 그냥 거래서 저서.
나도 셰드도 친다세고.
다 베비 리중네 고토 다 베게 장마게나 야가도에
뭐 그다네 내가 그래.
네 주바당 되네 거나.
너 거긴데 야가 사주고.
So in this exile in here, so Tibetan people must talk in Tibetan language. So if broken language using in here Tibetan, might be Tibetan language will be destroyed and it may be renewed. Yeah. Means she want to say that we must talk in Tibetan language carefully, clear. Our native language is very best for us. It is our best culture for here to to keep up with us. And one thing, and also we have to wear our Tibetan traditional clothes here. This is more important to Tibetan culture to with us. carry with us, keep continue to that kind of culture is most important.
Thank you. When the Dalai Lama said that he is not going to be a political figure and retire from political life, how did you feel?
겨우는 무슨 베기 찹시로 와 찹시. 찹시 돈에 차례나 나니 로카정으로 공부 주러 와. 겨우는 뭐지? 찹시 돈에 차례나 공부 주니다. 최기 돌아마도 차례나 메송으로 와. sonda 찹시 돈에 공부 주에는 장이 돈안 가는 데지 중송사.
나도 미기 세도 미기.
손안 가는 결혼 손안 가는 데지 중송사.
아.
찹시 돈에 공부 주러 와. 찹시 돈에 공부 주니다. 베기 전주 중에 찾아내 깔론코니 깔론코나 파지테 야고는 무치니 최기 돌아마도 시기 돌아서라 나게 메송으로 와. 이 그런 손안 가는 데지 중송사.
담이 들어 이제.
지가는 되게
신들라고 저.
다겨볼 마신 공부하시네 아니다. 최단 되네 돌아네 믹스가네 네 잘해나도 야고레스. 그러 아니.
담이 저도
So
당나 영.
there I want to say that it is good for Dalai Lama leader from that kind of community, that kind of politics, because Dalai Lama want to more stress in a philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, with his compassion and loves to spread everywhere. So he has to stress and express thought everywhere to that kind of view, Buddhist philosophy, compassion, love. So if he continues to stay in politics, then she can't get much time to spread that kind of knowledge and love and compassion. So she thought that it is better. And also there's a Tibetan exile government, there's a president and everything like there, it will be fine. She said that I can't get answer. I have no any answer.
How do you think young people from the U.S. can help with this cause?
그랑이 삼로랬다. 제게다 되네 가지고 로람 쉬었지로와. 다 로람 정도 그랑이 데 돌아니 다 삼수다니 봉찰 가려요사. 삼로에. 어제 거저 제게면서 가지고 로람 쉬었지 되로와. 다데 돌아 그랑이 시에 가려요사.
로람 신나 야부리 상것.
네네.
That
she thought that it is very good to help us, for the people like you and the younger people to help us. She thought it is very good, and we are very lucky to get that kind of donate and offer from you.
Is there some specific action that we can do to help?
일단 고추영원에 교랑소에 믹스에 제야 되네. 가리가리 지고 그래서 고추영원에.
Tsedi Dolma chine chigo ma do na.
Beden gyabge chae na ra. Beden gyabge chae ne. Ne? Ne jamba garche olis.
Jamba chine nya ta kija roda ja to na antong bode ma to na.
If we can to help people, Tibetan exile government people, like what Dalai Lama talk to all of you to support us. So she think like that. If you can't do more to us, then there's no any way. If you can do to us support and donate and that kind of things, then she said it is very better to us. Very lucky. So very thank you to all of you.
Is there any part of your story that you might not have shared that you might want to add? Any part of her story that she has not shared yet that she would like us to know about?
It's a secret story.
About her life.
Her life secret story.
Her life story.
Secret. What do you mean? I can't.
Are there any other stories?
아니 나 그런 게 네 다시마 양 내수드는 시야요 그래서.
아주 멋지 찌지.
He didn't have anything to say.
What are your hopes for the future of Tibet?
그냥 마음에다 마음 베베 그냥 베베 돌아 그냥 내 마음에 삼로 레와 차지 가려서 레와.
아.
왜 그런 레와 가리스 방방으로 들어가는 레와 나한테 지 레와 가는 레지에서
아, 재밌어.
네 마음 라는 라이 되는 레와 예배
그래서 라지 레와요.
레와 예
레와요.
she hopes to get the freedom soon Tibet.
Does she want freedom completely from the Chinese or in
네
cooperation?
그런 라스랑경 토나 쟁이도게 야랑데 짱마 토나 쟁이도사
쌈아 더 넣어도.
란 짱마 토 쟁이 she wants to full freedom.
Can you tell her that we are very thankful that she gave us her time and let us hear her story?
담모랑 대월에는 코트라는 버티어들렌사다 모랑 길로 유시해들라는 콘도 투지세사
뭐요?
오케이 thank you
Tuk tuk.
예.